Mike, turn your games down.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to June's What Are You Playing? On Games My Mom Found. I am Mike Albertin, who's playing some games with me tonight.
Hi, I'm Phoebe Stanton, and my list is really long this month. Apologies in advance.
Probably a lot of weird shit, too, I'm assuming.
Oh, yeah.
I'm Rohn, and I haven't been playing too much lately, just a couple things, but they've been sucking up a lot of my time.
I guess I'm George. I've been playing Marvel Rivals recently.
Oh.
That, and I've been thinking about picking up Destiny again because I hear that the final shape is out and it's free.
And George, where can people find you at?
I do the I forget how often Zach puts it out, but I help Zach out with the absolutely the best podcast, A Work in Progress, where we go through Marvel movies and the MCU and just kind of rank them chronologically as we go along.
And MCU adjacent movies. I know you guys have done a few. I'm supposed to be on there at some point when you guys ever do Scott Pilgrim someday. Someday.
It's because Scott Pilgrim rules.
It does.
Ooh, that is a great movie, yeah.
So as we like to start these off every month, I'm going to start off with a little bit of snapping. I still play Marvel Snap every day. Playing it at the bar that I was at. So, still play it. Still fun. They made some good changes. I guess Marvel Snap or Second Dinner actually got away from their publisher they were with, Newverse, because they had to, because Newverse was one of the companies that was associated with TikTok, and there was a time when Marvel Snap went down, when TikTok went down, before the Fewer put it back on and fixed his own issue.
Oh my god. But
it's still around. I still play it. We're in like a Sorcerer Strange type season right now or something. I don't know. I'm still playing. They have characters I don't really know as well so far. Like it's just some weird characters from me. I know Clea's coming later, which I know her, but game's still good. I still play every day.
Like what characters besides Cleo?
Merlin, Morgan Le Fay, they added to the game. Mercury and Hellion. I think those were just drops just to get them out because they had them in the can.
Jeez, those are some deep cuts.
Oh, they're getting deep with Marvel Snap now. It's been around it's going to be 2 years this year. So, Topaz is a character in the game now.
Wow.
So, Zorn is in the game. There's a lot of random shit in this game now.
What about Jubilee, the best?
Oh, she's been in the game for a while.
Did you just say Zorn? Like that one X-Men character?
Yes, he's in the game.
Jesus.
A sorcerer
Zorn supposed to be OP?
Yeah, not that great of a card. But again, it just depends on how you play. Like, I have the same way that I play all the time. I just play discard decks mostly, even though I own every card in the game now. Oh, the Ancient one is the card that we just got. I know that, who the character is, but the card's useless for me. But yeah. And Merlin is just strange. But again, they keep adding to the game. It's still fun. I play it every single day still. And then the other game that I still play, for some reason, is Doomsday Survivor. It's some stupid mobile game with chicks fighting zombies. You've probably seen ads for it. And I just keep playing it every day. I go in, I check on my town, I send my troops out to gather supplies, and yeah, I click little buttons.
You got sucked into one of those games.
I didn't even download it. My son did on my phone, and I first started playing it for him because I see him twice a week, and I'm like, well, I'll play for him, so when I see him, he can do more in the game. And
now you're like, sorry, son, I'm playing it now.
Oh, he checks it. Each time I see him, he'll usually load it up, but I just play it myself every day. I'm actually getting close to getting my town maxed out in this game without spending any money. Which I'm sure the game doesn't appreciate, because when you get the last upgrade for your town, each building you have to buy an item that requires real world. It's one of the currencies that you're supposed to buy with real world money, but you can get in the game anyway if you save up your resources. So.
Oh, yep. Well, that sounds familiar. I used to play a whole bunch of those games.
I don't know. It's just I do the dailies. I get the little endorphin hit, and then I turn it off and go away. So yeah. All right, that's my games. Phoebe, do you want to mention a few of your games? Not all. We'll come back to you again.
Oh, God. Yeah, I have like a full list because my editing computer kind of died on me. So the only thing I currently have is a desktop. And thanks to that, I've just been going through and steamrolling my entire Steam backlog. So recently I've been playing, I finished up Gun, which is this PlayStation 1 looking platformer where you get a kind of frog that's also a gun that works like a grappling hook. And it's It's really fun if you like old PlayStation 1 games. There's also a game about digging a hole, which Michael Colby bought me, and
Which one?
I dug that hole. There is no dirt left. That is just rock and little floating bits of dust. I was told to dig a hole, not a tunnel, a hole.
It's just weird as hell.
It is super weird as hell. I played Corn Kid 64. I cannot recommend that game enough. I need more people to play that game. It is a classic N64 style collectathon, but it's got oh my god, squash animations on it. The game was like in development kind of for 11 years or so. And the humor / style of the game is very Johnny the Homicidal Maniac / Happy Noodle Boy. The humor is just weird. The characters are weird. I love them. Please go try out Corn Kid 64. And it's only like one level, but it's a big level, like a Banjo-Tooie style level. Then, because both mics were telling me about it, I finally finished Gris, however you pronounce that.
I just say Gris.
Gris. Oh, at the beginning, I was wondering why they kept calling it a Phoebe game during that episode of the podcast, and then I finished the game. And that is indeed a Phoebe game. You are correct.
I know we were right. When both of us said it, I knew we were right.
Yeah, there was Infernax, which is very much a Castlevania 2 style Metroidvania with like 8 or 9 different endings, but each ending you get gives you a cheat code that permanently saves across all save files, so you can just permanently make the game easier each time.
I didn't know it's a roguelite.
It's not a roguelike.
Oh.
It's more like we know that the game is 5 to 10 hours long on the first playthrough, and we want you to see everything because there's so much content just by going to how different the endings are. So we're going to allow you to steamroll the last one an hour by giving you 8 cheat codes because you got 8 of the endings.
Never mind, I get it now.
Yeah. I tried a demo for Prison of Husks, which is a PlayStation 1 looking Dark Souls 1 style game, but the setting is very much the castle from Ico, and it's really fucking good, except that last boss fight is a pain in the ass. I cannot wait for the full game to come out. My co-host of Nerds at Broadcast and I played a bunch of co-op escape room games. There was How to Escape, which was really good. And then so far we've been going through the entire Cryptic Killer trilogy. So that's Parallel Experiment, Unsolved Case, and Unboxing the Cryptic Killer. Like I said, I had a lot today. I'm sorry. I'm like a third of the way through these.
Okay, we'll come back then.
Yeah, we should switch this to somebody else real quick.
And Ron, what about you? What's some stuff you've been playing?
Well, in terms of video games, there's been two ones I've been spending my time. One of them is Balatro.
That game's good.
Oh yeah, it's Balatro. No, it's funny. I had it on mobile, and I have a profile on mobile that has a whole bunch of unlocks and stuff. And so I decided one day I didn't want to pick up my iPad, so I bought it on Steam, and now I just play it on my computer all the time. Yeah, no,
I get that.
Yeah, for anyone who hasn't heard of Balatro, it's a poker roguelike deck builder. You essentially have to play solo poker, but you get these Joker cards that modify how you score and stuff like that. It's really, really fun. If you're a fan of games like Slay the Spire, you'll definitely like Balatro. And I consider it probably like one of the like ultimate like chill games. It's something where, hey, if I've got half an hour or so to kill, I'll just sit down and try and get a run in of Balatro. So that's kind of what I've been doing. Just here and there while I got time, which for some reason turns into 2 or 3 hours a day, but don't mind that. But and then the other thing I've been playing a lot of is I've been playing a lot of Diablo 2 Resurrected. I've been
just like a remaster.
Yes, it's the remaster of Diablo 2. I've been playing it on my Switch. Oh, it's been out for about 4 years.
That's how much I pay attention to some things.
Yeah, I'm working on going through the game on one of the higher difficulties, and it's great. because I've also been busy with some miniature wargaming lately, and I kind of want a game where I can just sort of like sit down and it can be kind of mindless for a little while, so I can sit down for an hour or two, bang out a couple levels, make a little progress, and then I'm like, all right, we're done with this for now, and then I go on to other things.
Have you heard of Vampire Survivors?
Yes. Yes, I have that as well. I was obsessed with that for a while, also on my iPad before I had gotten Balatro. In fact, my story with Balatro was funny because I spent months telling myself that I can't buy it because I'll get obsessed with it, and then I bought it.
And you got obsessed with it?
Yep, that's exactly what happened.
That
So
sounds accurate. I mean, I don't even know the game, but I know enough from hearing Phoebe talk about it and other people talk about it. That's why I haven't bought it.
I mean, it's real cheap, Mike. It's only $10.
That's actually not really cheap to me, but you are right.
For what you get out of it, $10 is a steal.
Yeah, when you get the checker deck is so fun.
Oh yeah, all the decks are fun. I just did a
time.
It's just the thing, it doesn't take a lot of time, Mike. Like I said, like you have like half an hour to kill, then you can play Balatro. It's easy.
Already got one of those games. Vampire Survivors is my little game that I pull up when I just need something to keep my brain busy.
and then besides those two, I've been hopping into Quake 1 and 2 again, just because sometimes I want to hear some classic butt rock and shoot stuff while running around.
Nothing wrong with that. Hey, and as long as you're having fun, that's all that matters. So, I've actually never played any of those early Quake games. I've never actually played a Quake game, I should say.
They're kind of standalone. The only real one that's connected to anything is 4 is a direct sequel to 2.
That is weird.
Yeah, well, there's a whole thing, like, because Quake is just Quake, and then they made Quake 2, which is actually really neat, and then Quake 3 is essentially just a multiplayer shooter.
Okay.
And then Quake 4 is when they decided to go back and be like, oh yeah, after that one guy
there's a
blew
story
up
here.
it's there, like in Quake 2, like it's not so much in your face, but it happens. And then Quake 4, they're like, okay, so after that guy did his thing, here's what happened afterwards, which just turns into shooting and then getting turned into one of the bad guys and shooting some more stuff.
So, was Quake 3 just made to try and throw off Unreal Tournament, even though Unreal Tournament is unequivocally one of the best first-person shooters ever?
No, I think the point of Quake 3 was to show off the first game with curved surfaces. Not kidding, by the way. That was one of the big marketing things when Quake 3 was made, was that the game had curved surfaces.
What are curved surfaces?
Like, well, okay, so it's pretty commonplace nowadays, but before Quake 3, most games, when we needed to do like an arch or a circle, it was very difficult for them to do it, and so they didn't. That's part of the reason why a lot of old games have like all the angles and polygons. Well, Quake 3, it actually got their engine done right, or done in a way where they could do actual curved surfaces. So so like an archway of a door would actually look like an arch, and not like those weird trapezoidal things you'd see beforehand. And at the time, it was a big point of the marketing. I specifically remember an image of like a curved hallway. They're like, check this out, guys. This hallway is curved.
We learned how to bevel 5 times.
All right. And George, you have some games to mention?
Yeah, I've just been. I mean, I stick mostly to console games because that way I don't jump onto the gaming rig while I'm supposed to be working. But I've been playing Marvel Rivals pretty regularly. I haven't played Snap since I think the first month it came out. So that totally brought me back just now.
It's completely different game than what you played. Well,
yeah.
But it's different. You won't, if you were to hop back on it, you wouldn't recognize it.
Oh yeah, I mean, I just looked at it right now. I just looked it up, and the roster's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty awesome. So that was nice to look back on. I think I just re-downloaded it actually while you guys were all talking because I wanted to check it out.
Hey, it's fun. I spend the money every month, but you don't have to be like me. You can still enjoy the game and just play it. They made changes to where it's easier to get cards now, so you can to help people who have taken breaks to come back to it. But in your case, if you only played the first month, well, then it's like a brand new game for a while.
It's just funny. I love that. You're like, listen, you don't have to be like me. You can enjoy the game.
Oh, but I mean, I remember it just sucking up so much time, and that's why I had to delete it for a little bit. And then you delete it for a little bit, and it turned into a longer hiatus. But
I am at the point where I've spent so much money on the game that I'm like, I can't quit playing until they get rid of it because I need to get my money's worth as I then deposit more money into their account each month. So hey.
This is your Clash of Clans?
Well, I spend about $15 a month. $10 for the season pass, $5 for the gold pass, and that's usually the only money I spend.
Oh man, they've got their claws into you, Mike.
Oh, they do. I don't usually spend money on mobile games ever.
You see. This is why you need to get Balatro. $10 one-time purchase.
Yeah, no thanks.
You could buy it on your phone right now and do what George did, and just start playing Balatro on your phone while talking to us.
I'm playing Vampire Survivors.
I have to look this one up too.
You might like it. Well, how is Marvel Rivals? I haven't played it because I don't play multiplayer game, but it looks cool.
I mean, it's basically Overwatch with Marvel characters, which is fun. If you like first person shooters, it's pretty great. I like it.
Do they try to take your money a lot, or is it pretty?
I mean, it's free. You can spend money to buy costumes, and I think that's the great part about it is you have these costumes from different story arcs. So you have they just released the Future Foundation costumes for the Fantastic Four. Mm-hmm. Wolverine's got a bunch of different costumes. They've got I think they just a few months ago they just released the Bucky costume from Thunderbolts from the MCU. So they have MCU costumes versus the characters, comic book costumes. So it's pretty nice. And then they released I think Magic. They just released a free Magic original X-Men outfit, the blue and gold outfit for her. So they do a lot of pretty cool stuff. The artwork's great, and I think that's one of the things I like about it is just being able to play some of these characters. And they release new characters pretty regularly. I think they just had Ultron maybe 2 weeks ago.
Oh, I'm not up to date on it. It was all over the internet. A lot of the people I follow for Snap went to that game. A bunch of people quit Snap and went to cover that game on YouTube, and then I stopped following them.
Yeah, if anybody's at all into Overwatch, it's really like that.
Are all the characters unlocked from the get-go?
Sorry, what was that?
Are all the characters there to play, or you got to buy them?
They're all there, so you can play everybody. It's the costumes that people end up paying money for. Costumes and emotes. Yeah, it's not bad at all. I think that's why I've gotten hooked on it. Is that it's free, has these challenges that you can do. The rounds are maybe 10, 15 minutes each. So if you just want a quick fix, which usually ends up turning into a 2-hour fix, but a quick fix, and then you can get in, get your fix, and get off. It's pretty great.
Who's your main so far?
I like Namor at the moment because Namor is really annoying because he shoots out these squids or these octopus that basically stick to things. And then if the Hulk is around, there's a gamma-powered squid that shoots just a laser basically at people, which is really great when you have Spider-Man on the other team because Spider-Man's annoying. If you ever wondered how annoying Spider-Man would be to fight, Marvel Rivals is a great place to see how annoying Spider-Man would be in a fight. He's pretty great though if you can master him. He looks like he's hard to master, but once you do, you can be super annoying with how fast he is and how he can come at you from anywhere.
So I don't hear people talk about the game as much, but it could be just because all I really ever see about the game is cosplayers dressed up as the female characters. That's really all I ever see. My Facebook feeds, but I think there's a reason. So,
do the new characters still do the same thing the game did when it first came out, where if you have certain characters on your team, there's a team comp bonus?
Yeah, there are. So I think you're talking about the team ups. So
how if somebody's playing Groot and somebody's playing Rocket, then they get a bonus to their stuff.
Yeah, just today I just noticed. So prior to the last update, Rocket, for example, could drop an armor pod that not an armor pod, a munitions pod that gives the Punisher unlimited ammo for a good amount of time, and then he also gives Bucky unlimited ammo for a little period of time. But he also synergizes well with Groot, for example, and he can ride Groot into a fight. So you can have Groot, who's like a tank, basically carrying Rocket around, and Rocket absorbs a lot of. I'm not sure if he absorbs the damage too, but he's going around healing everybody basically while he's on Groot's back.
That's cool.
Yeah.
It looked really interesting. I was watching some stuff about it, but I didn't stick with watching things or really caring because multiplayer games are not for me.
I mean, it was worth a shot. I've played Overwatch a little bit and then gave this a shot, and I was kind of surprised how addicting it kind of got once you kind of stick to somebody. I started out as a Squirrel Girl main because she just shoots acorns, and they're really annoying, but they are really powerful if you shoot them right.
Forgot.
Yay, Squirrel Girl.
Only person to ever one-shot Galactus.
Wait, did she really? I think I must have missed that one.
Yeah.
There's a comic where she single-handedly takes out Galactus because she shows him a planet that's just like a big giant acorn that infinitely spawns acorns. So now he's got his own planet that will permanently satiate his hunger.
Yeah. Also, she did legitimately in canon beat Doctor Doom in a fight.
Oh yeah, he made that doomsday weapon that just had the fucking Death Star exhaust port that an acorn could perfectly.
No, she I don't remember the exact comic, but there's a comic where like she's in Latveria and she's going after Doctor Doom and he's like, "Ha, I'm gonna beat you up," and she just throws squirrels at him and attacks him and actually beats him. And then there's later comics that reference it because like at some point she has to go back there and she shows up in a jet and Doom is like, "Whoa, just let her through, guys."
I love Squirrel Girl, man.
Yeah, if you I mean, I might be dating myself, but if anybody remembers GoldenEye, the pipe bomb in GoldenEye, that's basically Squirrel Girl. She's got these acorns that bounce around, and so when somebody like tries to hide in a corner, you can bounce the acorns in like at an angle and just knock people out of wherever they're camping.
Oh, that's cool.
At one time, I wanted to play multiplayer games. It's so hard for me. But Marvel Rivals does look cool. I forgot it existed for the most part, actually. So you reminded me. Thank you. It won't change anything for me, but it's cool. I might look it up again just to see what people are thinking of it, so I can kind of get an idea instead of just seeing cosplays of sexy women in costumes from the game. That's all I usually know it from. Facebook.
You can do that too.
That's what Facebook shows me. I don't go out looking for it. It's just there. I'm like, oh.
But it's only going to show up on your Facebook feed if you look at it.
I know, and I did once, and then I've done it more than once. So hey,
no judgment.
Oh, I know. All right, Phoebe, some more games.
Oh God, I've been going through some actual bigger games. So I finished Act 1 of Expedition 33, and I had to take a break because that game will destroy you. It's not hard, but it will emotionally destroy you.
I wish I could ask you what it was, but I can't because I will someday probably play that. So
no, it was a big thing, and I just had to put the controller down and go, okay, I need a break. I've been playing this lovely little game called The 100 Line Last Defense Academy, the new game by Spike Chunsoft. It is it's part visual novel, but it's also part tactics game. And it's actually one of the better turn-based tactic games I've ever played. And it makes you play more aggressively than you normally would in any of them. Its big gimmick is that some of these are multi-phase battles, like 4 waves worth of enemies. And everybody comes back to life and permanently heals in between waves. And if a character is about to die, you can use a sort of desperation final move that will kill the character, but kill a bunch of enemies at the same time. And instead of punishing you for that, it actually fills one of your super meters, because there are pretty much limit breaks in this game, and it gives you a free limit break if you decide to kill the character off yourself. So it is like, oh no, if the character's about to die, you get 2 free limits because they have a desperation move limit break, and then that fills a limit break bar for any other character to use. It is ridiculous. I've been playing the on and off on stream, the new game by the Siren and Gravity Rush guy, Slitterhead. Slitterhead is very good if you're into that type of thing. I think for anybody else, it'd be like a 6 out of 10, but I'm gonna call it an 8. It's like strange games. It's like Siren or Deadly Premonitions. You'll like it or you will hate it.
That's a fair statement, though.
What else? I played Thunder Ray, which is this very anime, over-the-top inspired Punch-Out clone. And I'm realizing after beating that I may or may not be a fan of Punch-Out. It's very hit or miss. I can't really tell. And the only other full game I played, because a lot of them were demos for the Steam Next Fest, is I've been playing The Texorcist, which is this RPG maker looking, very comedic, very gory at times, bullet hell game where you play an exorcist and you're actively typing out the Latin to defeat the bosses. So it's It's typing of the dead, but as a bullet hell where you have to move your character around, avoid the bullets, and then when there's a brief pause between bullets, you have to perfectly type out the phrase. The game is so weird because it has this Italian feel to it. It's supposed to be based in Vatican City, but at the same time, the game has like I don't want to say a Japanese art style, but there is a Japanese aesthetic to it. So I got to a point earlier where I had to go to Naples, which is supposed to be in Italy, and they're showing like cherry blossoms and people are eating pizza with chopsticks, and I'm just going, what the hell are we doing here?
That sounds like a very strange game.
It's very good, though. I'm liking it. I'm almost done with it. But because it's a bullet hell, the difficulty does ramp up significantly. It's only like 10 levels, but I have had to put on some items to try and make it easier, and even then I'm struggling with this second to last boss.
It does sound up your alley, though. You do like challenging stuff that beats the shit out of you, too. So.
Oh, yeah. Like I said, I've got a lot of demos, and I'll throw it to somebody else before I talk about those.
Okay. Rohn, any other games?
Not really. Because I also do a lot of miniature wargaming, and I was very busy with that for the past month or so, because there was a big event last weekend. So I'm probably looking at getting into more stuff. There's a game I downloaded on my phone while at Denny's earlier called Dawncaster, which looks like another deck building game. I played it for like 10 minutes while I was eating.
Do you actually play Warhammer, or do you just paint miniatures?
Yes, to both.
Okay.
Yeah, because this past weekend there was a big event. Played 5 games over 2 days.
Now, are you playing Classic Warhammer, or are you doing 40k?
40k.
Oh, what army?
Well, this past weekend I played Eldar, or Eldari as it's called, but it's Eldar. But I also play Space Marines and Chaos Space Marines.
Okay, I thought about getting into it, but knowing the money sink,
It's a money sink.
that's why I haven't. But I keep getting interested and want to learn more because Necrons and the Slaanesh sound right up my alley.
Necrons are funny because they have really funny lore because they essentially have characters who just like who spend 1,000 years having an argument with one another.
I mean, I know the lore about orcs. Orcs terrify me.
Oh, orcs! Yeah, orcs are really pretty crazy when you get into it.
Mike, do you know anything about this stuff?
I know what they are. I don't know anything about the lore. I just know what Warhammer 40k is.
Orcs are fully... They're kind of running on Tulpa energy, where if you believe it, it becomes true. So half of their ships have the integrity or the structural integrity of a treehouse, but they believe it will fly, so it flies. Green things shoot faster, so if they paint something green, it's all of a sudden it's shit like that.
Nope, it's red thing. Red things go faster.
Red things go faster, and it works because they believe it.
Yeah, which actually used to be a rule. Also, purple things are sneaky.
I know of the games. Like I used to go to a hobby store all the time because we played Rifts in the back room, and I remember seeing 40k stuff, but I don't know much about it. I purposely stayed away from it because that just seemed like a time sink and money sink that I didn't want to be a part of.
Yeah, I really like it. It's a lot of fun, but it's definitely a big money sink. In fact, just earlier today, I dropped a few $100s on getting some stuff for my Eldari army.
And you paint all the stuff yourself, don't you?
Yes.
That's cool.
I think it's a rule that you have to.
Well, you don't have to, but like if you're going to a tournament, part of your score is having your stuff painted to a certain standard. However, the standard essentially amounts to, did you put some effort into it? Oh, you did. You get your points.
Is Warhammer the one that Henry Cavill's making a movie out of, or
yes,
a series out of?
Yes, he's working on a TV show. Last I heard, I can't remember.
I think.
Yeah, I can't remember if they were doing something with like Inquisitors or Space Marines. I just know that Henry Cavill was working on it.
I think he's doing the Horus Heresy.
Ugh. Sorry, I'm not a fan of the Horus Heresy.
Yeah, but it's like that big backstory thing, so you kind of have to do it if you want to get new people on.
Honestly, I wouldn't, because part of the lore of 40k was that entire era was supposed to be steeped in like mystery, and now there's quite literally a 30-book saga all about it. So, in my opinion, it does kind of ruin it.
It
But
wouldn't be the first thing that we have for Warhammer on Amazon Prime because there is an episode of Secret Level that's Warhammer 40K.
yes, I've seen part of that. It did look pretty cool. Oh, and also the 40K lore. I heard that's like the best description of it. It's like do you like professional wrestling? It's basically that level of fiction, but in a sci-fi setting that's supposed to be all grim, dark, and evil.
I have played the Space Marine game, but that's my only real experience into that world.
Oh yeah. The first Space Marine game is pretty cool.
I liked it. I had it on 360.
Yeah, the Space Marine game is good. There's actually a fair amount of really good games. I haven't even played a lot of them because I played Space Marine 1, both Dawn of War games, and Dawn of War 1 and 2. I tried Dawn of War 3 for like half an hour or so and stepped away from it. And then I also played the Mechanicus game, which is like their tactics game. That game is really cool also because it has a whole thing between the Adeptus Mechanicus, which are sort of, they are a mix between religion and technology, where they worship technology, but they don't actually understand how most of it works. But they fight the Necrons, and what's a lot of fun is a big part of the game is just your guys just bicker and argue amongst one another about how best to do things. It's hilarious.
Yeah, I'll never. I might maybe someday I'll play some other game, but like the board, I wouldn't mind watching someone do the board game stuff, but I could never actually want to be involved in it.
It's a lot of fun, and it's definitely a big time commitment too. Like the
That's
average
hard for
game,
me.
the average game is about 3 hours. So when I mentioned earlier that I played 5 games over the span of 2 days, that basically means I spent an entire day playing 3 games back to back, and then on the next day I did 2 more.
So I get that. I started doing not D&D, but the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers tabletop RPG game, and I've been doing a campaign with my friend. Two people that are on this podcast from time to time, quite often, Joe and Rich King Kuma, and it takes a bit. We play about 4 hours every other week.
Yeah,
takes a bit to get anywhere.
Yeah, I usually play 1 or 2 games of Warhammer 40K every week. Usually one day after work and one day on the weekends. But you said you're playing the Power Rangers RPG. I've actually looked at that. What is that? Is that based off of like 5th edition D&D or?
I don't know. I don't think so. But I haven't played D&D since 3rd edition, and even then I remember nothing because that was like 2005.
Okay.
So I'm not sure what it's based on, but I do know like my character has 2 HP. Like that's just kind of how you don't have a lot of HP. Like you have other powers. I'm used to like AD, Advanced Dungeons and Dragons and Dungeons and Dragons 3rd edition. I remember you had a lot of HP. Like that was just kind of how it was.
Oh, it depends on the system. Depends on how they balance it too.
I think it's more with toughness and evasion in the Power Rangers RPG because I know if your evasion is high, that you like they have to roll.
Cool.
It's not bad.
Does it well? So this is one of my weird little side hobbies is I buy RPG rulebooks and read them, and I currently have a stack that is so large that I have to stop myself from buying more books because they take up too much space.
One of
and
us.
and there's a bunch of games, they call them like narrative games, where I read them and I'm just like, and I hesitate to call them games. They just seem like really, really basic frameworks for doing improv. And I read them and I'm like, well, why don't you guys just gather around the table and just make up stories? You don't need a book to do this. So is it more like that, or is there like actual like, okay, like we're in combat and you can like move a certain number of feet or inches or whatever?
It's that, yes.
Okay.
And then we also use Is it Roll20, Phoebe?
A D20? Oh, no, you mean the website? Roll20, yeah.
Yeah, we use Roll20, so we have grid maps, and then we kind of go from there where we're... So yeah, like, in when I have an attack turn, we haven't done a lot of battling, but like I can move, you have your move, you can move so far, you can, have your attack, you can then do a few, if you, depending on your stats, do other abilities, like I can heal my character, heal other characters, but I'm having fun with it.
That's cool.
We only done a few, I think we've done 3 sessions now. I've thought about recording them eventually and then putting on the Patreon just because, like, why not? Because it's me, but we'll see. So.
Well, I mean, you guys are playing the Power Rangers. Just like what Ranger is everybody? Come on, I gotta know.
Well, I'm blue. Joe is green, and he has a cowboy hat and a revolver.
What?
Don't ask me.
I need to buy this
friend of
game.
the show. And I'm just a Blue Ranger, and then we got Bulk on our team now, which is one of the NPCs with us.
Well, hold on. Blue Ranger has the axe.
I have the power. It's not the original Mighty Morphin is not the axe for the Blue Ranger. It's that spear thing, the trident like thingy.
Yeah, Axe is Black Ranger.
Yeah, Black Ranger has the axe. Pink Ranger has the bow.
No, wasn't there one where I don't know.
Yes, but you're probably thinking of farther ahead. Blue Ranger's not, because I'm Mighty Morphin. But I mean, there are other Rangers. We're actually doing the Shattered Grid book, which is based in the Coinless world, where Draken essentially kills everybody if you follow the Power Ranger Boom comic, which is actually really good.
Oh no, I haven't really followed Power Rangers. I know there was some big event where all the Red Rangers got together, and it was a huge deal because they actually got the red one from Mighty Morphin Power Rangers to show up.
Yes, they got all the actors to come back to, and one is became a future murderer too. That was on the episode. So hey,
oh god, that's
future murderer and a future guy who, because Austin St. John pled guilty for, I forget what it was he did, for some kind of fraud. So yeah, I met that guy though. I have a signed Funko Pop by him.
We can't have nice things anymore.
Yeah. I'm still happy to have my Funko Pop, but yeah. I kind of knew when I met the guy, and it was 2021, and I had a mask on. He's like, you don't need to wear it. They don't do anything. And I'm like, oh, thanks for letting me know. This time I Funko Pop, please.
Yeah, well, the Green Ranger, he actually went on to have a bit of a career in MMA. I know that.
Yes.
Didn't he pass away recently? Or
yeah, Jason David Frank.
Yeah.
I kicked myself. I had a chance to meet him at a convention. Same with Kevin Conroy at the same convention. And I was like, I'll see him next time.
Oof.
Well...
And nobody knows when that new Power Rangers movie of his, that fake Power Rangers movie, will ever come out.
It's supposed to come out this year. It's supposedly been screened. We've talked about it before, me, Rich, and Joe, many times, so I know a little bit about it. But yeah, I don't understand why it's never come out yet, like what they're waiting for. I mean, I know part of it probably got held back after he passed away, but it's like, at this point, what are you waiting for?
Well, and realistically, how can you match the opening of the original Mighty Morphin Power Rangers movie?
I mean, but hey, history has a fondness for movies that have actors posthumously. So.
Ben, thank you for reminding me about them skydiving to Red Hot Chili Peppers. Thank you.
Oh, that movie! Oh, fuck that movie!
Well, no, it's just the opening sequence is great. It has no relation to anything actually happening, but it's great. It's awesome.
What, Mike? You don't like Ivan Ooze?
That movie's okay, but it's better than the second movie.
There was a second movie?
Turbo.
Oh.
Yeah, the prequel.
It's not a prequel.
Whatever.
No, it's not that either. It's they get their Zeo powers, get the cars. It's kind of like a pilot, I guess, to go into Turbo, but it's kind of its own thing. Yeah, I don't know how to describe it. All right, that's enough power. George, any other games you've been playing you want to mention?
No, not too much outside of Marvel Rivals. Just.
Oh, okay. Oh, you're not playing any more games?
No, I mean, probably Snap now. Now that I've...
You have to let me know, because, hey, I do love me Snap. Like, you find the deck that you like, and then you just go for that. Because or one way to play Snap is just kind of get whatever cards you get and make a deck from that, and just find whatever archetype you just kind of end up falling into. Or what I do is, I buy every card in the game, and then just sit there and not use them. So, you can do that too. But I don't recommend it. All right, Phoebe, do you want to talk about your demos? I know you still have a few more.
Yeah, I'll talk about 4 more, and then we can jump over the TVs and stuff.
All right.
Because we currently have the Steam Next Fest going while we are recording this. And yeah, there are some really strong demos in there. Like, if anybody knows the kind of board game Screwball Scramble, there's a video game. Huh?
What you're talking about. No idea what you're talking about.
The thing where you press the buttons to make different obstacle course things, and you have to move the marble from one side of the obstacle course to the other.
Oh, okay. I think so.
So somebody has decided that needed a video game, and it's called Rollick and Roll. It's not bad. I want to see what later levels are like, because so far the game is way too easy. There was Mina the Hollower, the new game by Yacht Club Games, the people who make Shovel Knight. It's very Game Boy Color Zelda gamey looking, but it's very much
finally coming out.
It's finally coming out on Halloween, and the demo, oh man, I can't wait for that game to come out. That game's gonna be super good. I played a demo for a black and white platformer called Motion Wreck, which I cannot recommend enough. It is a 2D little puzzle platformer where whenever you hold the left trigger, it will record your animation. And then when you hold right trigger, it will play the animation. So if you record yourself jumping and let go of record at the apex, and then, jump again, and at the apex, hold the right trigger, you get a double jump. And the game is very much built on that. There's 5 hidden collectibles in the demo, and I got all of them on the first try, so very happy with that. Can't wait to see what later levels are like if that either. And then I played this. This is a Joe Butler game, I think. I played the demo for Easy Delivery Company, which is, how do you even describe this?
Is that the one that's like the creepy like van delivery game?
Yeah. So
yeah, where you just like drive around a town and it's weird.
It's very much you are a delivery person in Silent Hill.
Yeah, I've seen trailers for that.
But all the character NPCs are Animal Crossing NPCs, and nothing scary happened at all in the demo. I think it's just the vibes. I don't think there are any actual monsters. The game just gives off a creepy feeling, and meanwhile, you're just driving around delivering stuff for all these weird NPCs who say weird things. And you can unlock radio stations, and some of them are playing weird number station type stuff, and some of them are actual music that's pretty good.
Did you say Silent Hill plus Animal Crossing?
Yeah, the NPCs look like Animal Crossing NPCs, and it's like a PlayStation 1 looking game. But you're in Silent Hill, but you are a delivery person. And the only scary thing that happened at one point was something in the background moved, and then I realized it was just a deer, because this is a small mountain town, so of course there are deer just randomly running around.
That brings up a question. Phoebe, are there deer running around your real town?
When I first moved out here, we drove around and there were like 4 deer hanging out, like just 1 block away, so yes.
That sounds cool, and that does sound like a Joe Butler game.
Mike, you say that, but there are deer in Massachusetts as well. If you go to Braintree, you will find deer.
I mean, I've had more than one close encounter with almost running into deer where I live.
Mike, deer are everywhere.
Yeah,
No, they are. I have them in my backyard sometimes.
Yeah, in fact, at where I work, like a lot of times there's just deer hanging out in our parking lot. There's deer in the woods by my apartment complex. They're just all over the place. They're hanging out.
They're beautiful animals. I feed them out here.
That's because you're a good person.
I water for them too. I feed the raccoons also and the possums. So like any food that I have that goes bad, I'll put it outside and feed the possum.
Oh, that's why you don't have time to play more games. You're too busy making friends with raccoons.
I actually got him. He's actually less scared of me now, the raccoon that shows up. At first, I turned on the light and he would run away. Now he just looks at me and goes back to his corn. He's like, "You're not going to do anything." And I'm like, "You're right, I'm not. I just want to watch you. I don't want to hurt you."
You just creep it on you just creep it on raccoons. Okay.
I just want to pet you if I could, but I'm pretty sure I can't.
Oh jeez. How long is it going to be before you're like, guys, I can't do a podcast. I have to go to the hospital for rabies shots.
No, I'm smart enough not to touch the raccoon. Not that I don't want to, but I'm smart enough to know that I can't. There's a difference. I do want to, but I know I can't. I love wildlife, so I try to feed them a lot, and I get chipmunks and all sorts of things that run around outside near me, so it makes me happy. That's what matters. All right. I guess, Ron, do you have any other games to mention?
Not really. Like I said, I've been really busy with like 40K and whatnot. Hopefully that's going to be lightening up soon, but we shall see.
Okay, then we'll go to movies first.
Did anybody pick up a Switch 2 by any chance? Out of curiosity?
No, when they make a Metroid Prime 4 bundle, yes.
So never?
Don't say that. Please don't say that.
Yeah, I didn't
Prime 4. How dare you?
I didn't see anything that was releasing for the Switch 2 that made me go, "Oh yeah, I need to go out and get a Switch 2."
I have no interest, but that's not surprising for me.
Well, it depends because I had no interest in getting a Switch until they released Mario and Rabbids Kingdom Battle. Then I had to get one.
Still have yet to play that game.
The first one's really cool. The second one is I didn't like the second one because it was easy to the point of being boring.
But Ron, it has Rayman.
Well, it has the Rabbids, not Rayman.
No, there's Rayman DLC.
Oh, in the first game or the second game?
In the second.
Oh yeah, and like I said, the second game, like, because the first game I really liked. I actually thought it was a really cool take on the genre, especially how they integrated like a lot of the Mario mechanics, like jumping on dudes and stuff. But like the second game, it was so easy that I just kind of was like, well, I didn't have to think at all or do anything, and like it didn't kind of come across as that kind of game, and so I was just like, I got bored with it really quickly.
I think that's fair. I mean, I'm notorious for playing through games if they're easy or not. Like if they're easy, and be like, oh, cool, I can beat it and add it to my list. So, but I'm one of a kind.
Well, yeah, like I said, like it's just like the first one's great, and there's all sorts of really cool interaction stuff. The second one, all that's still there. It's just there's no challenge behind it, and you don't need to do any of it to just steamroll everything. So I got bored of it really quickly.
Okay, that sounds fair. Okay, so I guess none of us have. Yeah, I have no interest in Switch 2 at all. I mean, maybe someday I thought about getting it for my son at some point, but I have zero interest right now.
Yeah, like I said, until
I do have interest. It's just down the line when, again, Metroid Prime 4 or Kirby Air Riders.
I really don't like Nintendo, though. I have a bone to pick with that company at times, so.
No, they are Nintendo.
Hmm.
Do you have your Nintendo playing cards?
I do not. I mean, I do say that, but if I went to New York, I would go to the Nintendo store in a heartbeat as one of my New York stops. So even though I do complain about Nintendo, I would still go there just because if I ever end up in New York, hopefully. I was going to go this year, but that didn't happen. For some weird reason, I just don't want to fly as much right now. Kind of waiting. Don't know what changed my mind earlier this year. Why? Huh?
Oh, yeah.
Well, you could always come up to where I live and visit the Museum of Play.
I do visit museums, by the way, a lot of times when I like to do.
No, actually, the sad thing is that it's like a 10-minute drive from where I live, and I still haven't been there, even though I've lived in this town for like 15 years at this point.
Come on, you gotta go.
I haven't been to the state capitol yet in St. Paul, and I live in St. Paul, and I want to go. Haven't done it, so my son has.
I live in the Bay Area, and I've never gone to Alcatraz.
Yeah, but I think you gotta get on a boat.
George, don't worry, they're gonna change that soon.
Oh, right, they're doing something with it. I forgot about that.
They want to.
Even though
I'm okay. They want to turn it into a prison for one convict. I'm okay with that. Just lock him in there and leave him there. So his favorite state. All right. I do have a couple movies to mention. I have two movies to mention. One that I watched on Netflix, which is unfortunately at the time you're hearing this, no longer on Netflix. I watched the Gran Turismo movie.
Oh, how was that?
That was actually decent. It had no right being decent, but it was actually decent. I was like, I only watched it because Netflix was like, hey, this is leaving Netflix soon. I'm like, all right, well, I don't know what to watch. I wasn't watching nothing but documentaries. I'll check this out while I'm sitting here. And I ended up watching the whole movie in a day and actually enjoyed it. So it's actually a decent film. It's somewhat accurate. I looked up the real story, and it's close to what really happened. I mean, the guy did learn off simulators, and he did compete in races, and he did win third place in the Le Mans race.
I mean, he's still racing, isn't he?
Yes, but not in the same categories.
Oh.
I know I have a weird, you're opening a can of worms, but I'll go here anyway. So I don't like sports really that much, but I have a real thing for watching documentaries about sports, and Netflix does this thing now with a lot of different sports where they actually will have a show that covers the season of a sport, and I watch the entire thing. And they do this like with golf, they did it with tennis for a couple seasons, and that ended, unfortunately. That was actually pretty good. But like that's my way of absorbing a sport, and I really like it. And they have one F1, which is they have like 6 years worth of it now on Netflix. That's actually really entertaining. So I actually understand stuff now about F1 because of that show. Just random stuff. Well, now, but yeah, no, there's a lot of different race categories, and I don't remember what he does now. But the Le Mans is the 24-hour race, which is the big end part of the movie. But no, the movie's actually a decent movie overall. Like I enjoyed it. David Harbour's in it. Orlando Bloom is in it, which is always weird seeing him now. But nothing against him. It's just weird. I mean, I don't see him in a lot of movies. But no, I enjoyed it. And then the other movie I saw in theaters was Sinners. Sinners is really good. Highly recommend that movie.
See that?
Yeah, but that movie couldn't be played in your theater. It might have upset the audience.
Yeah.
They would have been like, nobody looks like us. They wouldn't have in your town. So, am I wrong?
No, I don't remember it being in the theaters, which was really upsetting.
It's a really good movie. I really enjoyed it. It's on streaming services now. You can rent it.
Oh, good. I might rent that tomorrow.
So I would and if you don't know anything about it, that's even better. Because like the trailer, in my opinion, shows something that you should not see. So I'll say that. There's a scene in that trailer that upset me that it was in the trailer. Because then I knew what was coming with something. But overall,
gave away too much.
It shows something that happens to a character. and kind of ruins a moment that I knew was coming that I would have rather not know. I mean, not that far in the movie when it happens, but I still would have rather not know. So, and that's all I'm comfortable saying from the trailer.
Oh wow. Actually, my movie theater this week is going to be playing An American Tail. That's shocking.
What's shocking?
Bible Goes West?
No, the original American
Oh.
Tail.
Well, I'm not interested then.
Whoa! They're both good movies. Now, 3 and 4. We do not talk about 3 and
Yeah.
4.
I didn't know there were 3 or 4 movies.
Exactly.
But no, it's really good. Sinners, Gran Turismo. I mean, if Gran Turismo was still on Netflix, I would say check it out for sure. If you randomly see it on a streaming service that you have and you don't know what to watch one day, check it out. 100%. So those are my 2 movies I have to mention. Phoebe, what about you?
Yeah, I watched some shows, but I did watch one movie. One that somehow I had missed my entire life. But listening to Mike talk about it in an episode, I finally rectified that. I watched Mask of the Phantasm, the Batman animated series.
Oh,
movie.
you hadn't seen Mask of the
I had
Phantasm?
Good
never
movie.
seen Mask of the Phantasm.
And-
That's a damn good movie.
Uh-huh.
Oh,
I'm glad you saw it.
Are there any bad animated Batman movies? at this
Yes.
point? Oh.
Yes.
Oh wait, no. Okay, yeah, my brain just remembered.
Batman
that
and Harley Quinn
exists. Yeah.
is fucking awful.
Well, I was thinking like between that and Batman Beyond: Return of the Joker, I'm like
That movie's good.
those are both fantastic movies. Oh no.
I mean, there's other bad Batman movies, I'm sure. I mean, I'm going to be watching Long Halloween later this year, and somebody...
Lawn Halloween Part 1 was so bleh, not needed. Lawn Halloween Part 2.
Of course they were needed. How is WB ever going to pay their taxes if they don't just milk all their movies out?
Oh my god. Yeah, the fact that Crisis on Infinite Earths is
Zaslav needs his 300,000 million bonus or he will not be able to survive. Okay, we got to help out the poor guy.
No, actually,
so hard for Mr.
I mean, they're not all aggressively terrible, because there's a couple of them that I have that I really like.
Most are good.
Yeah, there's Justice League Dark, which has Batman in it. That was...
Actually,
That's
never
a
seen
good
that
movie.
still.
Yeah, that movie was much better than I thought it was going to be.
I need to watch that someday.
It's very good.
Yeah, and it's definitely it's the scale of things like right away.
Well,
And also
maybe
a
this
lot
year.
of love for Dead Man in that movie.
I was supposed to watch the whole DC animated universe on this podcast after we finished the MCU, but that did not happen.
Yeah,
You should do
and there's
that except
also
for the Wonder Woman movie.
I mean, that's no longer on. I mean, the problem is almost none of them are on a Max anymore because poor Max can't afford to have them on there anymore.
Yeah,
they only own them.
their own
Can't
stuff.
afford it. They can't afford it.
yeah, and there's also another one. Can't remember the name of it. It's on my shelf. I'd have to go dig it up. But there's one that follows the alternate universe of the Justice League, where I think it's Flashpoint. Yeah, where like
Evil Wonder Woman and Aquaman are fighting each other. That's Flashpoint.
well, yeah, well, it's got because it's where they're evil, but like the Wonder Woman isn't Deanna Troy. It's this other character.
Oh, are you talking about Gods and Monsters?
Yes,
That's a
that
good
one.
Gods and
movie.
Monsters is really good.
I
Yeah,
haven't seen it in years, but I remember really liking it when I did.
That's the one
Yeah.
with Ultraman as Superman, right? Or the bad Superman. as
No,
No,
that's
that's
another
the one,
one.
where it's Zod's son is Superman and
Oh.
Man-Bat is Batman. But instead of
It's-
being Man-Bat, he's like a vampire.
yeah.
I know the one you're talking about too, George. I can't remember the name of it.
That's Crisis
but-
on Two Earths.
Okay, that's also good. So.
It's really a shame how much better the animated universe is to the actual movies.
Yeah,
I mean, hopefully with James Gunn, like we get the Superman movie does well so that they keep making them, because I know a lot of people are worried of that Superman movie and Fantastic Four tanks. Things are not going to be pretty. So we'll see.
Creature Commandos was fantastic.
Yeah, but DC don't care about that.
Yeah,
Or not
I know,
DC, but WB don't care.
And Peacemaker's going to be good, but they don't care.
If they don't get their $1 billion Superman movie, they're going to be They're going to be crying and screaming.
Well, I will be in theaters for Superman, so
All right, Ron, do you have any movies to mention? I think that's what we're.
No, and in fact, I haven't really been watching a lot of movies or TV because it's mostly just been YouTube. And to bring it up again, I've been watching a lot of Balatro streamers play Balatro.
Hey, nothing wrong with that. I watch a lot of YouTube too. I just don't mention it, but I watch a lot of YouTube. I do sometimes.
No,
All right,
I usually have it on the background.
It's a good background thing. I do it a lot when I play video games. Like when I was playing Assassin's Creed today, I had it in the background while I was just running around collecting chests because I have a problem.
Do you have YouTube Premium? Because that's like
No.
the best way to watch YouTube.
Yeah.
I
yeah.
don't. Oh,
Yeah. I have YouTube Premium, which is great. And then it also feeds into another problem I have, where I think my browser uses more memory than anything else on my computer, because I think at this point almost 100 tabs of stuff that I want to watch.
That's
Holy
inhumane.
crap.
Inhumane.
Listen, I'm like, oh, that looks neat, and then I open a new tab and pin it, and it just keeps growing. I can't help it.
Inhumane. I save it to the watch later list like you're like a normal person. I can't have too many tabs open. I get upset.
Well, it gets even worse because a lot of these videos are like 3 and 4 hours long. In fact, I recently watched some guy who covered Signalis, and he did an 8-hour video on it.
Fucking fantastic game.
Okay.
Yeah, it was a really neat video.
All right. And then George, you have any movies to mention?
Not really. I've been binging a lot of shows in the background recently, but I guess Rogue One. I rewatched Rogue One after binging Andor seasons 1 and 2.
I wanted to do that, but I didn't. What'd you think after Andor rewatching it?
Yeah, I mean, Andor season 2 just dovetails right into Rogue One, so it's almost perfect.
I thought about recovering Rogue One after I finished Andor 2, but I had too much stuff going on to do a recover. But I thought I need to rewatch it. I haven't seen it since I recorded about it a couple years ago. All right, I guess we'll go to TV shows next, and I'll start us. So I have 2 things to mention for shows. One, a documentary. I guess it could have fit in movies, but oh well, I'll mention it now. There's a documentary on Netflix that just came out about the Titan, the Ocean Gate disaster.
Disaster, quote unquote.
I mean, it was a disaster I feel bad for 4 of the 5 people.
Oh, fair.
So the CEO, I do not feel bad for because he was warned. He was told that at some point this is not going to work, and he just would not listen. So
is that the one on Max? The documentary on Max?
No, it's on Netflix.
Netflix.
There
It
is
just came
one
out.
on Max though.
Okay, but it was really good. It really explains a lot about what went on with that company and what they did and how he didn't listen to people. And like one of the guys that died in that sub explosion was called Mr. Titanic because he was someone that had been down the Titanic more than anybody else. People were told it was safe, and it wasn't. Like, they knew there were issues. Like, they knew at some point it was gonna break, and he just didn't believe him, the guy in charge. He was did not sound like a great guy. I mean, smart, but didn't listen to people he hired that said, hey, this isn't going to work. We need to do this, or we need to be more careful, but he didn't want to spend more money, essentially. Like, one of the things they talk about in the documentary is how people told him that once it's built and it goes in the water, it cannot be freeze. It needs to be put away somewhere. We can't afford to do that. Like, something that's going to go underwater and in that deep, you can't have things that aren't, he made mistakes, and it cost him his life. And unfortunately, it cost him other people's lives too that did not realize that, hey, you're taking a big risk here. So, but otherwise, really good documentary.
Does that Netflix document, does it have the footage of when his wife was listening to the CEO's wife was listening on the radio, and then everybody in the room heard a big boom and they wondered what it was, and then they lost contact. Well, they lost contact.
That's a thing that happened?
It's on the Max documentary.
Yeah, they don't have it on the Netflix one.
Because the Max documentary goes into the Coast Guard investigation too.
Oh, I'm gonna have to check that out next. I didn't know there was one on Max.
It's a pretty good one. That one had me like.
Okay. Yeah, no, they were in contact with them, and then they also didn't report it for an hour and a half. But to be fair, there was nothing anybody could have done. Once that thing imploded, that was game over. I just hope it was quick.
Documentary. That Max documentary has footage of, I think, one of the expeditions. The door fell off the front of the Ocean Gate, the Titan, and people were like, "There's something wrong with this thing." Before they had launched, it was on the little launch pad thingy.
What the
hell? And people were getting into it, and it just kind of fell off.
There were issues with it for a while. Like, there were a lot of problems, and the documentary really goes in pretty deep to explain he was warned and he just wouldn't listen to people. And there was one part where there was a crack in it, and the way the guy tells it is that the CEO is like, the board wants you gone. And he's like, they're like, well, the board wants you gone because how did you not know that this was there? This was going to happen. He said, I told you, I sent you report after email. And he's like, you're right. But he said, one of us has to go. It is not going to be me. Even though it was his mistake because he didn't do anything about it because he didn't want to spend the money.
Wow.
So, they did end up fixing it they had to remake the hull again because they were using a new material, carbon fiber, but carbon fiber cracks. It was untested. I mean, they did do tests. They did tons of tests, but it wasn't like titanium or other stuff that people know. Like when you put it underwater, you're gonna survive. No, it's very interesting to kind of show. Like, and there was a guy who went to OSHA against him, but even though he went to OSHA, the guy sued him and essentially almost sued him into oblivion because he didn't have the money to fight him. And OSHA doesn't protect you once you rat on your employer. And they're like, well, we got 11 other cases in front of you, so we'll get to yours later. So until then, you're at the mercy of fighting this guy in court. So he had to drop his case eventually. So I was just like, Yeah, really, really good though. I highly recommend it. And the other thing I've been watching that I want to talk about, I don't recommend unless you're a very particular type of person, is I watched the show You, because the last season just came out, and we're on season 4. We watched 1 through 4 as they aired, but it's been years because it had 2 years between season 3 and 4 and 4 and 5, and it's a tough show to watch. I like it, but it's a tough show. I always warn people, like, it has a lot to do with stalking, and you also have to look at the main character is the villain of the show, and you have to understand that. He is not the hero. So, really good, though, otherwise. The first season, tough at times, but very, very good season. I think the first season is the best, and it stays good, but it's just not as good. But I that's what I've been watching. But I like it. We're rewatching it all so we can watch the final season. I was hoping to finish it before this episode, but I got sidetracked and other stuff, so I didn't get around to finish watching it. All right, that's all my TV. What about you, Phoebe?
Well, I haven't watched the season finale yet, but the new season of Doctor Who has been on and off, good and bad. I've only heard bad things about the season finale, though, so I'm kind of scared to finish it.
That's too bad.
Yeah. We're still watching The Tribe in this house, which is still very, very late 90s, early 2000s soap opera-y. If nobody knows what The Tribe is, it's kind of like a Degrassi type show, like a teen soap opera, but it's about what happens after a virus kills off all the adults in the world. So it's only kids and teens now. And it goes to so many weird places, and I'm loving every dumb second of it. And then Joe recommended a show called The Pit with 2 T's. So I watched the entirety of that. And that show is very, very good. But it is very, very rough. Like, there are some really messed up emotional points in that show. And if you don't know what that is, it's very much like ER and 24 have a baby. So it's 1 15-hour shift of the emergency room where each episode is the next hour of the day. Oh, it is so good, though. And then, Mike, can you insert the Joe's Anime Corner jingle here?
Joe's Anime Corner. I watch a lot of anime, especially around this time.
We have been watching Gundam G-Quux. I have not watched this week's episode, but I'm very excited to. It's only like 12 episodes. No idea where this series is supposed to end. Mike, do you know anything about this show?
I know it's a different universe where Char gets the Gundam, right?
Yeah, it is an alternate timeline where Char stole the Gundam RX-78 before Amuro got to it. So it's very much what would have happened if Zeon won the 1-year war.
Okay.
It's very, very good. And the last episode we watched, an old Gundam favorite showed up and said some stuff, and they are alluding to some crazy new type BS, which is what Gundams should always do. We already have a new Gundam coming out called like Gundam 8 or something like that, and I'm excited for that one. Oh, there was one more show. I've been rewatching Home Movies.
What is that?
It's an Adult Swim show, like when Adult Swim first started, but the first season was actually on UPN. It still holds up for the most part. Okay. I don't know, I wanted to do a comfort rewatch of something.
Oh, well, I get that. All right, and Ron, do you have any shows to mention?
Well, it's mostly been YouTube, but I have been occasionally watching this YouTube series called Modern History TV, which is done by this guy. It's done by the CEO of Rebellion Software.
Oh.
Yeah, the game studio that makes the Sniper Elite series. And he basically, it's just him talking about, like, what was life actually like in the Middle Ages.
Awful.
Yeah, and it's mostly just him being like actually like recreating it and doing it. I was watching an episode earlier where he's just talking about like, yeah, what did like normal medieval peasants actually do all day, and he's talking about like essentially what their daily routine is. There's another one he did that I really like where he goes into like why armor was the way it was, and he specifically talks about chainmail. And he literally just he's like, well, I'm just gonna wear chainmail all day, and we'll see what it's like wearing it to try to get a better idea of like why it was so popular and stuff like that.
Okay. Anything
But
else?
it's that or Balatro streamers.
All right.
Yeah.
And George, you can take us out. What's some TV shows you've been watching?
Well, I already mentioned Andor.
Yes. Anything else?
I've also been on a Skarsgård kick because I checked out Murderbot. I don't know if you guys have seen that one.
I've never heard
How
of it.
is that?
It's an Apple TV. It's an Apple TV show original. It's great. I like it. It's kind of like what you would think would play out if AI decided to not let people know that it was self-aware. So yeah, he's not still. I forget the name of which Skarsgård brother it is, but
It's Alexander.
The I guess he was the Vampire Diaries guy, right?
No, True Blood.
Oh, True Blood. Oh man, I should be ashamed.
Not that far off me. Oh, a little bit. But.
He's basically a security bot that manages to hack his governing module so he can actually do whatever he wants. And yeah, it's really interesting. I like it a lot. I'll leave it at that since I don't want to spoil it for anybody.
Okay.
But that's great. Last of Us, just finished that one up. That was really great, though I was a little bit disappointed in the finale, mostly because I just want more, and now I have to wait.
I mean, you're getting a season 3 though at some point.
Yeah. I mean that part's cool. I guess it was guaranteed a season 3.
Is it still in 2, or is it in a different? Are they going past 2 yet? Or just like the game, if they're past the game or not?
I think it's no. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I didn't actually finish the game. I played parts of game 1. Then I watched an entire YouTube series that somebody put together of all of the cutscenes. So I kind of know what season 2 of the second game is about. So I'm not entirely sure what part of the second game the series itself is over.
Okay. I was just curious. I played the first one and beat it, and that's it. And I just have I have zero interest in replaying it or doing 2. Hence the reason why I have not done it on the show. Okay.
Somebody on the Discord mentioned Attack on Titan, and that made me want to go check it out again because I kind of checked out after the first season. So
I did too.
Binging that lately.
I watched the whole first season, then I left it. I came back to it with my wife, and then we didn't even finish season 1, and I'm just like, this show is hard.
It goes to really weird places.
I know. I want to finish it just to do it, but at the same time, I don't care enough. So, there's that too.
Yeah, I think I'm on the last season now. It's gotten better. I definitely think it's I had my doubts about it, but it's gotten better.
Okay. All right, I guess we should just go to plugs. Phoebe, where can people find you at?
You can find me over on YouTube and Twitch as the Let's Play Princess, currently going through Okage Shadow King, 13 Sentinels, and Slitterhead. That's when I get stuff working again because hardware problems have come up. You can find me over on Twitter and Blue Sky as the LP Princess, and you can find me over on Nerds of Broadcast as one of the co-hosts. We are a little tiny punk-like podcast where we challenge each other to quiz games, and when people lose, horrible things happen to the person.
And George, where can people find you at?
You can find me in different places, but probably at the absolutely the best podcast, A Work in Progress, with Zach, just doing our MCU thing and rewatching a bunch of MCU movies, and I think we're pretty much gonna get caught up pretty soon. So
yeah, you guys should be
looking forward
close
to that Fantastic Four movie.
I am excited for that, Ashley. I'm going to go see that with my son within a week or 2 after it comes out. So I'm excited. Great. And if you enjoyed this episode, there's over 800 other episodes of this podcast. We do movies, TV shows, video games, all sorts of content. If you want to support the show, we do a Patreon. Little dog, vote in our Patreon poll. We have 1 to 2 polls a month. You'll see all that in the show notes. If you want to be a part of the show, if you want to suggest things for the show, we do have a Discord. You can join Discord. It's free. We're always happy to have new people join us. That's where I put openings for upcoming episodes. And I like getting new people on. So if you're somebody listening to this and you want to be on a show, you don't need much. headset, headphones, whatever, microphone. I'll make it work. But yeah, please join that. And while you're shouting my awesome intro and outro, courtesy of Helena at Hell Hasfree on TikTok and Instagram. And check out A Gamer Looks at 40 with Bill Tucker. And please follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Threads, Blue Sky, YouTube, audio only. Rate and reviews over your podcast. I think that's everything I need to say. So we will see you guys all next time. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.